That's
I
the
just
first
figured
time.
that out on the fly.
He like, all right, go here, go here. I'm like, oh,
Shout out
okay.
to Zoom. It's really user friendly. So I use
Yeah.
it every day for work. So
I
it's a
should have
great.
bought stock in them a long time ago because I know now they're like
Oh
make it bank.
yeah,
Right.
you could buy a house off of this Zoom stock.
Telling you, man.
I seen on the news they were doing some type of show and the big old Zoom logo was there. I was like, okay, Zoom.
Oh, they making
Okay.
money. They are making money.
They're banking right now. COVID was
Yep.
the best thing that ever happened to Zoom.
Yeah.
Telling you, man.
Definitely.
So
Well, guys, welcome to Couples Connect. We are so excited to have you on today to just kind of catch up and chat and talk to you about all things couples related. We know that we all have different experiences, we all have different journeys, and we just absolutely love to share with each other because, it takes a village.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thanks for
And
having us. We were really excited. I was super excited to get the invite because I saw y'all doing big things. Y'all even had my man Al Hardy on there. I see Akita got the Al Hardy swag already on.
Listen,
Shout out to my man.
I should have wore mine.
Black love is dope,
I should have
man.
wore mine.
Should have wore ours too.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Al Hardy and all the other couples that you guys have had on. Yeah, we love to talk about,
He loves to talk.
There's always one. So no.
she might not want to talk about this per se, but let an episode of Grey's Anatomy come on.
Oh, then she's like,
Yeah. We won't be able to shut her up. So
real.
yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So you want to give let our viewer know who's on, who we got as a
have
guest,
Sean and Nakia Purefoy on today, and
aka the Purefoys.
yes,
Yeah.
the busy Purefoys.
Yeah.
And we're so excited to have y'all on because y'all are doing such great things, and we wanted to give you an opportunity just to kind of share like what that is like to be doing all the things. Well, tell everyone the
Tell
stuff
us what
that you're
y'all doing. What are y'all involved with? We know y'all superstars, but tell everybody else why y'all superstars.
We're actually superstars adjacent. We're not superstars just yet. But what do? We do a lot. We used to do a lot, or I guess you could consider it a lot. Well, for starters, before anything happened, we were like a family that was really interested in entertainment. I grew up as a singer, and that's something that I wanted to instill in my kids. So before, we became like the Purefoys, we started getting our kids into acting and stuff like that. And then that kind of like snowballed into
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, your kids are doing all these great things,
Yeah.
like you guys should have a TV show. So
yeah, and then with Xavier, our oldest son's acting schedule with auditions and stuff and being in New York City all the time when we were living in New Jersey, it was like we had to homeschool, and Nakia was already considering homeschooling because she started our oldest daughter, Ariana, reading at the age of like 3.5. So once that started popping off, then everybody wanted to be homeschooled. So then we were like, all right, so we homeschoolers now. And then we had another baby. And then that's kind of like when we started YouTubing. And I was just like, yo, there's no way that we're going to have enough data on our phones or enough storage on our phones to keep all these videos and pictures that was there. So like, let's just create something where we can keep all of our family videos together. And YouTube was like the platform that we chose. And then, one thing after other, we took a picture that went viral. Shout outs to Alyssa Maizano. And, that kind of like got things like really, really rolling. And we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff now. Kids' acting careers took kind of lifted off, and we got deeper into homeschooling and more into YouTube. And Nakia started her blog for moms and stuff like that.
that when I actually when I started homeschooling Ariana, so it was about the same time we had just had Raylan.
Yeah.
And that's what made me officially start the blog.
Yeah, so everybody was just like, trying to be that positive influence in the world, especially for Black people and Black couples in particular, because, you know, it's always the narrative that, like, you know, the Black family died when the Cosbys went off, you know, and I was just like, you know, that's not so. This is our reality, you know, and big Black families at that, you know, because everybody's just like, the cool thing to do is have 2 kids and then that's it.
Yeah.
But we overdosed on the kids. And
I was about to say, now tell everybody how many kids you got.
Tell it. Y'all beat us.
Yes.
yeah, and I keep telling Nikita, this is not a competition that anybody wants to win. All right, like
look, you win, man.
Don't congratulate us on this.
So we have 6 kids, 6 beautiful kids. We're actually a blended family as well. So I had 2 boys from previous marriage and relationship, and then we have 4 kids together. So we have 6 in total. If I could, I'd say 6 and counting, but
you can't cuss on this show. Right?
My eyes popped out. I'm like,
you can't cuss on this show, right? But no.
He shut me down.
6 is good.
Yeah. Look, you beat me already. You don't have to do.
Stop.
It's over.
It's over.
I didn't want. That was not my goal. When we started out here to be Nikita. No, that was not my goal. But yeah, man. Ages 18 to almost 1 next week. This week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations on the newest, man.
Thank you. That was our compromise baby, but also like one of our biggest blessings. The baby that we needed. And yeah, we're big and Black and, you know, beautiful, and we love one another, and you know, we've endured a lot as a family. But like, as our motto is, you know, live led love, live life led by God, and love the journey. And even more so now, our newest slogan is like stronger together. Something that we've had to experience firsthand. But I'm gonna let y'all ask questions, because I'll talk like all day long.
Listen,
that's
look, we done checked off like 5 questions already because you done it in an answer.
I got a list going, because I got a list.
Yeah.
All right.
But you know, I feel like, you know, first of all, I'm proud of you guys and everything that you're doing and what you're accomplishing. And if you believe it or not, like, people are watching and they're being impacted by the content that you guys are putting out. So keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah. But you know, you talked about the journey. I'm interested to know, how did the journey start? Like, how did y'all meet each other? What was that like?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. We met in high school, actually. We had a lot of, we met from a mutual friend. He introduced us, and we had a lot in common. We both loved the Lakers. We both loved Kobe. I guess that's what we really had in common at that time.
What else? We actually met on AOL, in the AOL chat room back in the day. Dial up.
Throwback.
Right.
Throwback.
Isn't that like instant messenger or something?
Yeah. When AOL first had first came up,
chat rooms.
They had the chat room. So it was like New Jersey or North New Jersey 2000. No, it wasn't. Definitely wasn't 2000. Nothing. It was 19, whatever it was. And it's just like people from Essex County that would come in, and like my friends and I, we would frequent that, and obviously I guess she did. But we had a friend that went to my school that introduced us that way, and we got to talking on Instant Messenger, and that was senior year in high school.
Yeah, senior year.
Yeah, that was the start of the emojis.
Yes. Smiley face.
I think so.
All we had was smiley face though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sad face. But yeah, we talked for a few months. It was towards the end of senior year, right around like a month or so before prom. And it was it was grand opening, grand closing, because I was not ready for this woman at that point. You know, I was discovering myself as as dealing with girls and dating and stuff like that. And my objective was not a pure one, and I wasn't ready for her. So as quickly as we met, you know, we got hot real quick, and then it was a wrap. After prom, it was a wrap. She didn't want to talk to me no more.
Tell him why.
Oh.
Tell us.
So So we already had our prom dates because when we met, we already had our prom dates lined up. And I was going with a friend of mine. I don't know who he was going with. I don't even remember. But after the prom, I was like, "Oh, so how was your prom?" And he was like, "Oh, like it wasn't all that. Like she wasn't hardly any paying attention to me or something like that." He said, and I was like, "Well, so what? Like, my feelings were like, well, do you really care that she wasn't paying attention to you? Because you didn't go to the prom with me, like." No, he was cut.
Yeah, I just, and it's painful. So that's why I'm trying my best to just, be respectful.
Not remember.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
it out.
I was, at the conversation, like verbatim, I'm glad she remembered it. But she told me, don't call me no more.
Yeah.
And hung up the phone and would not talk to me. All right. So that was like, so prom happened and now graduation is coming up. And now come to find out we have a lot of like mutual friends and a lot of people who intertwine in the same circle. So I wound up, she went to Montclair High. I went to Seton Hall Prep. So I wound up going to the Montclair graduation, and I see her and I'm like, yo, Nikhil, what up? And you would have swore like she never knew me at all.
Wow.
This girl, she didn't even turn her head. Like if she would have did that, at least I would have known like she at least heard me. Stone cold face, laser eyes forward, did not look my way, did not miss a step, just like walked past me.
I feel this right now. I feel the heat.
I'm like, so did that make you want to like interact with her more because she was not paying no attention?
It wasn't for that. Like I definitely recognized that I screwed up, because she was everything that I wanted in a girl, at that time, from the limited perspective that I knew about myself and what I wanted in the family. I already had my dreams and aspirations of what I want to do in life later on, but she checked a lot of those boxes off for me, even in high school. So I knew, and I really, really did like her, and we were headed towards, becoming a couple, but, I messed up. So fast forward, we're now in college and I'm trying to find this girl. She would not talk to me. I had her number. I called her a bunch of times. She would not answer the phone. I found her on Black Planet.
Oh, another classic.
Telling everybody how old we are, right? Went on Black Planet, and I think she talked to me then after maybe a year. It's the middle of freshman year in college, and we might have talked a couple times on AIM, but that was about it. And I remember one time I came home from school and I called her, and when I talked to her, I noticed just like something was like way different about her, like her like demeanor, and like just like even now, like the joy in her voice that she usually speaks with was like different. And like when I called her, she was like a thug. She was like, yo, what's up? Yeah, like just like kind of rushing me off the phone and everything like that. So I'm like, you know what, bump this girl.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking, Nakia?
I don't even remember. I was just like, he wasted my time before. And
you were in a different space at that time because you'd also had.
I think I just had Xavier or something like that. So I was like tunnel vision focused on him.
Yeah.
And
so when did y'all get that moment where you were like, okay, she's the, well, obviously you were like, she's the one.
Yeah.
But Nakia was kind of on the fence about it.
She wasn't patient. At that time, she wasn't patient with me. Yeah. She wasn't like, I was very, very much immature and just, basically perpetuating a lifestyle that I had seen growing up, and wanted to like emulate. I wanted to be that player, I wanted to be that ladies' man or whatever. But she had always stuck like in my mind. Like I never Like she had just made such a crazy impact on me that I never forgot about her, you know, and she always held like this special place in my heart. That's why like every year I would like go to Black Planet and just check her page to see.
He always looked for me.
Yeah, I just would always look for her, you know what I mean? And then graduate from high school, I'm like college. And I'm like a year out of college and I'm in a relationship and still up to my, you know, same old thing.
I think you've been out of college.
I was out of college, but I was in a relationship, but still doing the same kind of stuff that I, you know, was doing.
Disclaimer, I didn't know he was in a relationship.
Right. I finally found her on Facebook. But in her profile picture, she was in a picture with a guy. So I'm like, dang, you know, but I still just hit her up to say what's up and everything like that. And come to find out, the guy in the picture was her brother, Seth. So I hit her up.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those Ferris Bueller fist pump. And hit her up and we got to talking.
I called you. You gave me your number.
Yeah.
And I called you.
And she called me and we had set a date. I was dating someone at the time. And of course I wasn't gonna let her know, but you know, I just had to shoot my shot, man, because you know, I just remember how much she impacted me and how much like I was really, really into her and just wanted to see where things would go. And we set a date to meet up on the 4th of July and we went out. Now, like, cause I was still like trash. The crazy thing is like, I actually left my girlfriend's house to meet up with her to go out on this date. And, you know, we went out to the movies. We saw Transformers. She fell asleep in the movie that I paid for. By the way.
I fell asleep in that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I fall asleep in movies, y'all.
That's her thing.
Me too.
I'll wake her up when she falls asleep.
I've given up on waking her up. You just catch the replay. Mode.
No, because his wake is not nice either. And I know he doesn't want to give me an attitude because he'll be like,
thug bump. Wake up. And you know, we went to the AMC in West Orange, and
we just went to the parking lot.
Went to the parking lot, and she kissed. Did we kiss?
We watched the fireworks.
Watched the fireworks. She took me to my apartment, and I kissed her. And as I'm walking, said goodnight, and as I'm walking to my apartment, I get like crazy giddy, but also afraid because I'm like,
he's in trouble.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble because something bad is going to happen, you know. And I was kind of a nice guy. I am a nice guy. So it would have been weird for me to just like kind of break things off with my girlfriend at the time. But this woman just like really had me. So I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that I was in trouble. And
and he stayed in trouble for that was July, August, September, October, November. No, October.
Yeah, because at the time, and this is the story it's a long story, but I think that it speaks of just like when you are met with an opportunity, like what decision are you going to make, right? So I was still dating this other girl for the next like 3 months. You know, I would spend weeks, I would spend like days at a time with Nakia and, back and forth, like juggling these women and, thinking that I was like, fine, still just unsure what I'm going to do. And then I had a show, cause I'm a singer, and the girl that I was currently dating, she and I like was beefing. So I didn't want her to come to my show. But I asked Nakia to come, and Nakia said yes. And lo and behold, both of them wound up sitting
next to each other
at my show.
Yeah, that was great.
What were you thinking?
I'm in the green room.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
In the green room. I don't know.
I thought she would have called off the show.
No, I wish, bro, because like I'm in the green room. Nakia goes to sit down. And then like an hour later, I see this other woman come in too. And I'm like, there's still hope. You know, I can make this out alive. You know, there's no way that they're going to see each other.
We were in a gym, and we were in a gym, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't think that we would be sitting right next to each other.
Like
right next to each other. Wow.
The girl was 3, Nakia was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
yeah, that's crazy.
It was just crazy. You know, I did the whole show, and you know, it was a competition. So I wound up.
Wait. So while he was singing, I was cheering for him and standing up and screaming, you know, go baby.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. So that's what happened. And then her uncle was sitting on the other side of me. So it was her uncle, me, and her. And He's like, do you know him? And I was like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. He was like, oh, that's her boyfriend too.
And then he crossed his legs and he looked, right?
He's like, oh,
and then Sean was like, all right, good night, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out.
Bro,
he was still on stage.
If I could have, I would have burnt the gym down and just ran out, because like, had I known that was happening, because as I'm looking, they did a great job with lighting, because the entire audience was blacked out. I could not see anything. Had no idea. So I win this competition. You know, I'm taking pictures, shaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a little prize money. They giving me this ribbon. You know, all this. I'm smiling on top of the world.
Yeah.
I get off stage, and the girl's uncle comes over, and he's like, hey, bro, you got a girlfriend? And I'm like, come on, man. You know that I date your niece. He's like, nah, not that one. Brown skin with glasses. And I'm like, jaw drops, and he goes, good luck with that, and then walks off.
Wow.
So then the both of them come, you know, Nakia's like pretty cool, but the other girl, she's hot, you know, and she's like, I should punch you in your, you know, it was
I just want to see what he's gonna do.
It was
going
just
with
bad.
her, or you coming with me?
And you know, that's when I was faced with the decision. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I chose Nakia. You know, we walked out together, and we got in the car. I loaded up my keyboard and my amp, and we pulled off. And I thought that it was going fairly well until she had a breakdown.
Yeah, the next block.
Yeah, we pulled out, and then she just broke down, and you know, she began to cry and just began to like doubt herself and talk about how stupid she thought she was and all these things like that.
Because I knew, like I saw different things that were going on, so I knew there was another girl. Like I knew there had to be, because I knew like I wasn't seeing things like your ringtones, you hiding your phone, you know, like I'm not stupid.
I am.
So, you are.
I was.
Yeah, you were.
That was good. Good.
You know, I was just waiting, but my whole thing is like the breakdown was all about like, you know, I'm trying to do this. Like, it was really, you know, like, Lord, like, what is gonna happen next? Like, I keep putting my heart out there, you know, like I keep trying to love, and like this always keeps happening, you know, like, and I told him, like, I was really vulnerable with you then. Like, I was like, you met my kids and and you know, like whatever else I said, I don't even remember, because I was like really, I was breaking down. But
yeah, and you know, like she had to pull over the car because she was like trying to talk and cry while driving.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't need to die tonight. But you know, pull over and let's talk. And you know, she began to pour out her heart. And in my mind, I'm like, Sean, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I let you met my kids, I met her family, you know, all these things, and I'm still acting like the same guy that I was, you know, senior year. So I just said, you know, please, just give me an opportunity to make it right.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what she was going to say. we didn't say much that night. We just went back to my apartment, and it was really, it was beautiful, but at the same time, it was like, this could go either way. And I was uncertain because she had to go to work the next day. But when I text her while she's at work, she texts me back. So I was like, let me just do everything that I can to make it work. And she said, you got to do this, that, and the third. I was the like, king of.
You need to have inner relationship on Facebook, all that. Like when we first started, he's like, I hope you're not one of those girls that have to have, no.
You said, are we doing that all now?
Yes, right. I need to see everything. Everything needs to happen right now.
I was stupid, very, very stupid, trying to just, be two people at one time, and it just was not working. And my life was really just, catching up to me. And I had to change that Facebook status. And once that happened, the floodgates just opened, for me. Just like a bunch of just like, oh, you got a girlfriend now, or you didn't have a girlfriend 2 weeks, like that whole bit. But, I had to wear it, and I had to, take that punch in the face, take all that negativity, because, I brought it on myself. And slowly but surely, we worked our way up to, to trusting one another. Well, her trusting me, and continuing to have confidence in me, and us building that relationship that we talked about.
What did Mike Todd say? He said, trust is lost in buckets, but it's earned in drops.
In drops. Yeah, that was bars for me, because he was speaking directly to me, and
a lot of us.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That was an awesome story of I think it seems like it became real, right? It became like, really, what am I doing? And like, I'm not just impacting my life, but I'm impacting somebody else's kid. Like, what am I doing? Like, how am I going to show up here?
Yeah.
Right.
But I want to ask, I want to like transition a little bit to like present time. Okay. And you guys mentioned how you have like all these different things going on. You're influencers, you're in an influencer type space. How are you guys handling the pressures of that and balancing it all? Because I know, we tap a little bit into that space, and there's a lot of pressure. And as you're getting more popular, and as things are beginning to evolve, it's like great opportunities happening, but I'm sure that there are other pressures that maybe you didn't expect.
Mm-hmm. I think that I really think that staying true to who we are is really how we get through it. We have been working hard at staying consistent for a really, really long time.
That's a big thing for us.
Yeah, because we have so many things going on, like ministry, the kids, like homeschooling, all these little buckets that we have going on. So staying consistent is really our hardest thing. But I noticed that when we come together, like he edits videos, I make videos. Sometimes I edit them every now and then, but as long as we keep our communication open and what we're gonna do, that's the only way we've been doing it thus far.
Yeah, like Nakia is like, in in the questionnaire that you guys sent us, like we really do pride ourselves on being a team, and we have like specific rules for that. So like I pretty much handle like the business end of things, while Nakia is capable of it. She's got a lot going on with homeschooling, and also trying to build her brand and stuff like that. So, as someone who I'm into that kind of stuff, and
he's a communications major.
And I love to talk. So, like that's where I fall in. So, we've done a bunch of different brand deals where we've had to negotiate money and terms and deadlines and things like that. And like that's in my wheelhouse. So that's where I handle it. And Nakia is just, focused on the content. And really, like she said, staying true to who we are. We could easily go the negative route and, get popular by drama.
Yeah.
But we got some good game from some really big influencers in the YouTube game. We've got like, 1.5 million subscribers. They kind of like befriended us and kind of took us under the wing. And it's just like, your content, while sensationalism might be popping, but that's stuff that's not going to last, and like, as we're slowly building up our brand, slowly building up our influence, or the type of influence that we want to put in the world, we have to be proud of who we are at the end of the day. If we start, going to twerk videos and, me exposing her body and just, making her do all these weird things just to get views, then at the end of the day, what message am I sending to my sons? What message am I sending to my daughters? And the people who have put like trust in us to like give them advice or to lead them a certain way, where does that lead them if we're going to be doing the same thing that everybody else does? So it's really important to hold on to those values and just be us. And
Yeah, I think that's, because you said it right. What type of message would you be sending to your family if you were to take that route? And I think what we need, especially now in this climate, we need something refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we've seen all the twerk videos, we've seen we've seen all that. Like, we need something positive, something to represent us in a positive way. You said, do we need?
You've seen all this work videos?
That's a lot of twerking.
Maybe have no. Just kidding. But I mean, we need something that represents us in a positive way, and there's no better time to do that than now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I wonder, as we're talking about relationships and growing together as a couple, you mentioned like staying consistent, but do you feel like there are some times where like there are some seasons where maybe it's not the season for you to be doing like certain things, and maybe you got to back away from it a little bit, for the sake of the marriage or for the health of the marriage? Or like, how are you guys, I don't know if it's the same question. Yeah, it might be the same, but like the ups and downs of it, because, and then you have 6 children.
Yeah.
6 children. I got one that is, we have 5, but I have one that I'm like half virtual teaching. And I'm kind of like, where the teacher at? Like, what?
Yeah.
So like, it's just a lot. Do you guys look at it as like different seasons that you're in?
I think when we're going through something, I've noticed that we just change our content. Like, we won't, if we're going through something like with the kids or something like that, like, we're not going to put their business out there or anything like that. We really just change the content. We mostly focus on ourselves. When we're going through something, we'll focus on the kids, so it's really changing the content. We stay pretty consistent.
Yeah. There was a time when I was doing everything as far as YouTube was concerned, and it did get overwhelming because I was working 3 jobs, and being a musician and a teacher, and then having to create content, come up with ideas. I was doing the whole gambit, and there was a time where I basically just took the whole summer off, and that kind of like negatively affected our momentum because like we were really like trending upwards as far as like consistent viewership and stuff like that. But like I had to fall back because I was going insane, and it's just like this. And then again, going back to our core value, when we first started this thing, we wanted to have something that we could always look back on, and just, if not for nothing, have a collection of really dope home videos for our own enjoyment, whether or not people like get on.
Guys, real quick, we just had our son knock on the door. I think somebody's at the door.
Okay.
So I just paused it. So give me 1 second.
No problem.
I'm sorry. So where were we?
Sorry. You gotta record. You want to start from the beginning and then get from, what was the question?
I don't know. That thing just threw me for.
It was really weird, y'all.
We were just talking about like buckets, and like
Yeah.
how do we balance it? And
Yeah.
for me, it was just like, at the end of the day, we want some pretty, decent home videos to reflect on when our kids are older. And when I ground myself in like how simple it was when we first started out, it just made it easier, So like we don't feel any pressure. Of course, we want to grow, we want to be successful in YouTube, but like we know that God has blessed us way beyond what YouTube will ever do, and YouTube is just another platform for us it's a hobby.
Sure.
Yeah, and more than anything, and what will be as far as YouTube is concerned. So we really just try as the best as possible to stay consistent. We're not going to compromise ourselves to produce content for people we don't know. And if we're going through things, we really shift our focus on us and healing us before we can put something out to people, because we're not fake.
Yeah, we'll be on here like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna smile for a picture with her if we're not in that space, and again, just
I won't ask for a picture.
Right,
She's like, you don't have to worry about
like, let's get that straight.
You don't have to worry about it.
Thing, so like we have to heal first before we can do anything together. We have to be in that space to do it well. And that's another thing too, just it's always, the seeds that we're planting, because, our kids are always watching us.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they see mommy and daddy could be fake for a picture, then, being fake is the wave, let's do that too. And I don't want that blood on my hands.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know all too well, because we do a little bit of stuff together, and
I'm saying that. Y'all doing it. Period. All right, you're doing it. Period. All right, you're putting out amazing content and getting that word out, and doing things that again are refreshing. So don't stop putting little on. You're just doing it. All right.
That's no cap.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
You guys are doing
you.
Thank you.
But,
I think for us, we take little break. Like we haven't put out a couple of things in the past couple of weeks.
We haven't put out videos
right,
in the past couple of weeks, but we've still been posting, putting out content, creating content.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, like you said, we have our seasons, and when you have a season, you focus on something else,
Mm-hmm.
and then vice versa, because we've been through it where we tried, when we've had little issues between each other, and we try to record something, and like whatever it is just like,
nope,
nothing. It's dead.
Is no love, and people can tell.
Yeah.
People can tell, but what society will tell you is, put the beef out there, argue
Mm-hmm.
on camera, and people, then expose themselves in that manner, and like. And I've had that thought before, we've had that thought of like staging things, or like even like some of the pranks, or that like people do, like, I'm cheating prank, and all that stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, because I will hook this woman if she cheats on me.
Put her in a headlock, like.
Yeah, she would get choked out, and I'm going to jail all because somebody playing around
on TV.
Right.
On TV.
So, but like, and at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
Right.
Like as much as we love our followers and subscribers and people who send us DMs and ask for advice and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, they're strangers. Like
most of them, I think, want to see wholesome content anyway.
But at the same time, like we don't owe them anything. Of course, we live as our lives as examples unto God, but at the same time, like if I never make another YouTube video, like I'm cool. Like it's not going to affect me anyway. They don't pay our bills. They're not here supporting this marriage, this life that we built together. So like we look at it from that lens as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
It also sounds like I don't know from where, but you guys have a good foundational grounding. And it seems like you've been around other people with wisdom that have kind of helped you mature and grow, you know, in your marriage. Because,
support system.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to, I don't know if that was on the questionnaire, but.
But how important is having someone to go to for advice, for accountability? How important is that to you guys?
It's super important. I know that, you know, he has his person that he can go to and talk about me if he needs to, and his person won't, you know, he won't judge me or anything like that. He'll, you know, work it out with your wife or whatever, vent to me, and I have my person. And I think that's so important to just have somebody, you know, and those people aren't gonna dog us out, you know, like, oh, you don't need to be with him anymore, you know, like, but they're positive, you know, they're positive people in our lives who will, well, maybe if you say it this way, or maybe if you do it this way, or, you know, just get down and dirty, you know, whatever. You know, whatever it is that that we need at that moment, they're really positive. So I think that's really important. And also we have our parents, you know, we have his parents, we had my dad and stepmom, we had my mom and my stepfather. And I look at my parents, like me personally, I look at my both sets of my parents. I looked at them as what not to do and what to do. So, you know, like, because they both have successful marriages, because I have two sets of parents, come from two blended families, but because they both have their second marriages were successful, I can take the good and I can take the bad, you know, and that's one thing I really love about that.
Yeah, her dad was like a huge influence on me when he was with us. He embraced me like right away, and he just was always just willing to give that wisdom, you know, and he's a talker like me. So like we would be able to have like those conversations, you know, even with her stepmom would just always call and, you know, just be there for us. And then my mom has always been like this shining example. Like my mom could do no wrong in my eyes, but she's always been very level-headed and objective, and she's not afraid or, you know, to call me on my stuff. You know, she's always guided me, you know, with God in mind, you know, from, you know, like, this is the right thing to do. You know, if you feel this way, then you need to do this because the Bible says this, that, and the third. And, you know, my parents have been on both ends of the spectrum too, while they didn't get divorced, but like, you know, there's a time where they were considering it, you know, and my dad was a trash husband, you know, but, you know, thank God he got saved and gave his life to the Lord, and really began to walk the Christian life to where he can then be, you know, a shining example. My dad was always a provider. He was always a hustler and always a go-getter. So I learned those things, how to support and provide for my family, but he didn't teach me how to love my family, you know, because he was often doing his own thing. But my mom, you know, she showed me perseverance. She showed me grit. She showed me how you stick with someone through the ups and downs, you know, and you take your vows seriously. And now they're on the other side of it, you know, and, you know, they become just like leaders in the community. They become, you know, like just pillars in the Christian scene down here, and just like a ray of light. And now they can give me advice. Thank you. And give me advice on the other side of it as well. So we've gotten it. We've been covered in wisdom, covered in prayer, covered in examples of what to do and what not to do. And
that's not just with our marriage, but that's with parenthood as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of wisdom, a lot of nuggets. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. No. You know, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah.
Year one.
Yeah, because year one, he was still following year one.
Yeah.
Year one was rough.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, but a lot of that was such a quick turnaround. You know, we met back up July 4th. We got engaged the following February, and then we were married that following October. So within the 18-month span, we went from me dating her while dating other women for a few months to me first time ever being monogamous.
Yeah.
So
that first year was hard, yeah.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of stuff, that I had to get out of me. As far as like physical, and there was also, on both sides that we had to get used to being married and loving each other the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
it's a process.
Yeah, and that makes me think maybe there's like one challenge that you wouldn't mind sharing with us that that you guys had to overcome as a couple and how you were able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The ice bucket challenge was really difficult for us.
No, it was very cold. It was very cold.
No, I didn't know he was really gonna put ice in there.
I wasn't prepared.
Oh man.
A huge, I would say, is a huge challenge because it's still something that we're sorting out, and it's how to communicate with one another. Like I said, I'm a talker, and once I really got to a point of maturity to where I could explain my feelings, I'm a very vulnerable person. I'm very open and honest. Like when I make mistakes, I own up to it, and I feel like I have language to really express how I am, and I need to deal with things right then and there. But Nakia is not that way.
No, I shut down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that she's she might have like a fear of confrontation, and she's always talking about how like her thoughts get jumbled up and whatever. So one of the things that we had to learn early on in our marriage is how to talk to one another. And what worked for us was, and we had to compromise on this, was like, all right, you'll get your conversation if you let me text you.
Yeah.
You'll get your conversation if you let me text you. And that's how things like started for us. I was able to at least get something because I would talk and express, or, we would, do all these things. And then she would just be like, all right, I don't know. And it would drive me up a wall.
Yeah, but then he'll leave the house and then I'll be like,
oh, I had time to process it. Right. I had time to think about it.
I had to let go of like that immediate gratification, and just like Meters is like, hey bro, like if you want to, if you want this to succeed and you don't want to be mad anymore, like just accept the text message. Because there was a time where I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, and he did that. He just would not text me.
If you're not going to talk to me, then we're not going to text either. So, but after some give, we were able to explore some things, and then, it's evolved since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, communication is a ever evolving thing in itself. It's always changing. And some of us, because I'm a comm major too, and so things come easy to us,
Right.
Like when we talk, I'm like, oh, but remember you did this, and then on the other day, and then
wait, but are you a writer too? You're a singer and a writer?
Yeah.
So the way we articulate, it's a lot different, And Tisha is more the one to react off of, she'll be like, oh, we need to talk about this now. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the youngest.
For so long. So.
Yeah,
hey, buddy.
This is Raleigh Dean, and say hi. You gonna say hi?
You gonna say hi? Nope.
Right. I don't know them.
Yeah.
He's like, no, just want to hang out.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the smile.
Anything.
Take stuff off.
But yeah, I mean, it is an ever-changing thing, and it's already a process to learn each other's communication styles,
Gotta get rid of
so
right. Can we pause?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's not gonna sit still.
Yeah.
He will turn up and
where's my mama?
Yeah, and it's almost time for him to go down in a little bit. So
we're almost done. We got
like 5-10 minutes. 10.
Yeah, you got.
What?
I was gonna ask you if you have a question.
We got
So
like
how do you
10
feel so
minutes.
far that the conversation's going?
I like it. I think I talk too much. That's my thing. And I took a long time with our story. So I don't know how you're gonna edit it, but I don't know.
Yeah, no,
We're
you're
here.
good.
So like whatever questions that you want to ask, we definitely we make time for you guys.
Yeah, I was thinking too is that we need to have another, I guess, meeting where we like just talk about social media stuff and you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're casting a big net. It's a lot going on because
You don't know what I mean.
Oh, let me
You
read.
don't
know
because like with social
Making
media, that's
content, building your
its own
brand.
monster. Having 6 kids, like
Yeah.
just that life period, that's its own thing. Homeschooling is its own thing, and
Yeah.
we could talk hours on homeschool pitfalls and 6 kids to the ups and downs of that, and then just like the whole social media climate. So I mean, if you guys want to have us on again, we're open to it. So it's whatever.
I think that'd be real, and even like giving some like quick tips on how do you, because we have a lot of followers.
Just I'm recording.
Oh. we have a
He's
lot
gonna
of
edit. He's the editor.
Oh crap! I done stopped it.
Did you stop?
I did.
No, it says recording.
So what is this?
Recording. Oh Lord.
Does that mean to save? What did I do?
I don't know. It said, why does this say? Oh, because they're recording.
Yep. So do you think you guys could send me that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
Because the last time we did that before, it like erased everything.
Right.
So it's now saying that it's going to. Do you want to record? Do you want to press record and try it?
I guess.
Because they could send it to us.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, just let me know.
Well, anyway.
Yes. So one other thing I wanted to ask you is the blended family situation. Like, we have a blended family and we have definitely been through ups and downs because of that. I would say like early on, we understood the importance of us staying connected.
But we forgot about the kids and how it would affect them.
Yeah,
we were in like the honeymoon stage.
La La Land. Yeah,
we were just like, we're in love, family. So everybody else is just gonna be in love.
So I'm just wondering, we like to ask other blended families, like what was that like for you, or what is that like for you? Because you guys still have young kids that are in the house.
Simpsy.
That's our dog. Sorry. Blended family. Well, let me just tell you, God has really favored our family in that aspect. We're blended in the sense that Xavier and Jaden aren't my biological sons, but that's pretty much where it stops. We're semi-blended, I should say. That's the way I would like to say it. Because while they're not my biological sons, like I've had them more than I haven't had them, and their dads are not in their lives. When Nakia and I were first dating and like getting really serious, I met her ex-husband, and he was like really intimidated by me and our relationship, and he got really upset with her, and he was supposed to give her like some money for haircuts, and they got into this big argument. He wanted me to like step out the car and like fight him or something. I don't know. He was talking about ain't nobody gonna be spanking my kids and all this other nonsense. And we had just been dating at that time. Like we weren't even like official, were we?
We were, because it was your birthday weekend.
Got it. Yeah. So we were, but we'd only been official for like a little while. We weren't like deep in it.
No,
because it was that same year.
The end of October, we started dating. Like the 26th, we were official.
Okay.
Officially a couple. That's when Robert died. And then.
All right, so we're like
Went
2.5
to
months into this new relationship, and he's already there, and he wanted me to step out the car and like get into this whole thing, and I'm like, again, a decision that like I'm not going to fight or be this person in front of these two boys.
Yeah.
So we left, and she goes, "Dag, they're supposed to get haircuts, and he didn't give me the money.
I know he ain't gonna give it to me now."
So I told her, I'm like, oh, he texted her like being like hella petty. He goes, you can forget about that haircut money I was supposed to give them. Give you something along those lines.
Yeah, ask him to do it.
And she goes and she's like kind of distraught, and I'm like, you know what? Like, you don't have to ever worry about nothing ever again. You don't have to ask him for like whatever you need, like I got you. And when I wasn't prepared to say that at that moment, because I'm still like trying to get myself together, but at the same time, like I felt like as I'm saying it, like it felt like I needed to say that, like that was the thing that I needed to say. And that was like the turning point of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She never called him again, and our relationship just began to just soar, and the kids never saw him again after that either.
Yeah.
Because he just basically
nothing.
took himself out of the picture. And I'm like, cool. I love these boys anyway. So, sweet. And it's just been like that.
Yeah.
The only thing about being a blended family is like my friend told me, he's like, you can never account for the DNA. So there are some things within, our oldest two boys that I won't ever understand, because I wasn't there for the formidable years of their lives. But we've had some difficulties with that. We've had some difficulties with, because other men before me, mainly her dad, was the father figure in their life for the longest time before I came around. We had to contend with that, and we've struggled through that.
Yeah.
And but at the end of the day,
even at the end of the day, my dad was like, but I'm not their father, you're their father. So,
yeah. He would always defer to me at the bottom line. He always offer that advice as, surrogate dad, as grandfather, but he would always, before, at the end of the day, these are your kids, this is your family, we only going by what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was cool. And it was always affirming to have that support.
Mm-hmm.
But like I tell anybody, like those are my kids. We don't even use stepsons or anything like that. I only say that when people is like, wait,
to explain to other folk, right?
Yep. That's the same here.
Okay, I know you're thinking, let me just tell you.
Because if you look at us, like they have my swag.
You would never know.
They walk like me, they dress like me, they're everything cool about them, even though God gave that to them and they've got it from other places, like I was privileged to be the one to cultivate that and steer it in the right direction. So they're my kids.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it.
Yep. Yeah, we feel you. We are the same way. Only time, like you said, you have to give them the whole story is when they start trying to calculate and add up the time and like, but wait a minute, so I definitely hear you.
Yeah. So we want to thank you guys for coming on and sharing with us. We definitely are going to connect in the future with some other topics that we know that we kind of have in common, or even would just be good to talk about, because I think one of the things about Couples Connect is that we wanted to have other conversations with couples that other couples are having. Or they may not be having, that it helps.
And they need to hear it.
The conversation.
Sometimes couples feel like they go through stuff alone, and it's therapeutic when they hear another couple going through that same thing. So.
Yeah, and not for nothing, like the biggest thing, and this is like just like some influencer advice, like in order for us to grow, we have to collab. That's what separates, minorities and people of color who are in these spaces from the white guys, the white girls who are doing this, doing big numbers. It's collaboration. Your followers become my followers. your subscribers become our subscribers and vice versa. We have to find ways to connect. So, you know, even sooner than later,
Yeah.
let's do something. You know, you guys have 5
Yeah.
kids, we have 6 kids. You know, it would be an amazing thing if we meet up one day, you know, and just, you
They're
know, go.
closer now.
Oh,
Didn't
We-
y'all move?
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
they're in Raleigh.
oh, I didn't know that.
We
Where
all at?
y'all at?
We're in
Virginia.
Virginia.
Ah,
What? That's like 2 hours or something like that, right?
It's an hour and a half. My best friend is in North Carolina.
Yeah, her best friend lives in Cary.
No, she lives in
What?
Cary is like 15 minutes from us.
It's close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I didn't know y'all moved. Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, so you know, we go do King's Dominion or something like that, or even, you know, get a crib on, you know, Airbnb,
Airbnb.
you know, and then
Yeah.
you know, or get another couple with, you know, a bunch of kids and just have conversations, you know, film the kids going
Yep.
to the pool and doing all sorts of things like that, and us having a round table. And you'd be surprised that people are looking
Yeah.
for those things, you know, because it's not
Yeah.
common, and especially among Black
Black
people.
people.
Like people.
So
Yep.
you know, like that's something that we need to work on, and just do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, I'm with it, man. We definitely believe in what you guys are doing. And like I said, it's refreshing, and we try to get to your level. So
and I like to talk.
Yeah,
I like
I like to talk
Yeah.
too.
and you know, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, we appreciate you guys. We see, you know, your grind. So we're
Yeah.
gonna interact with your content, and you know, help your algorithm trend upwards. And you know, we
Definitely.
just got to continue to feed one another, and you know,
Yeah.
leverage each other's strengths. And that's how we grow. You know, it's not
Yeah.
just in social media, but that's how we grow in the kingdom. That's how we grow in business.
Mhm.
That's how you grow everywhere. You know, and that's how
Yeah.
God designs it. Everything
Yeah.
points back to Him.
That
Yes,
is that
sir.
is so interesting that you said that, because I was
Mhm.
I'm gonna pause this. I was on a call today, a prayer call this morning with a
Yeah.
Prophet.
You don't have no just plug away.
I
Nah.
know all the time. So did you want me to finish
Oh,
recording or you want
Yeah, so we're just gonna end it out.
okay.
We'll just end it out, guys.
All right.
So listen, we want to thank you guys so much. We loved hearing your story, your journey, all of the things that you guys are doing. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys, and just keep doing you guys. Keep doing you guys, and yeah, we believe in y'all. But before we go, I want you guys to let everybody know
Right.
how can they find you, how can they reach you.
All right. You can follow me personally at Sean Purefoy, ShaunPurefoy.
And me, you can find me if you type in Nikia Purefoy, but I am also Keys Chronicles, KIS_Chronicles with a C.
And then everything, you know, social media wise, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We don't really mess with Twitter, but we have one.
Okay.
Is at the Purefoys, ThePurefoys. And yeah, follow us, engage with us, ask us questions, whatever the case is. We're open books and willing to help.
Good stuff. Thank you guys again, and Couples Connect. We will see you next time.
Thanks for having us. Peace.
With my
Oh, she got a Band-Aid on. She showed her
my
Band-Aid.
nail. My nail is cracked, and it's my real nail, and it's like by the meat.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to like let it grow.
Nurse it back to health.
Let it grow out before I cut it.
Mm.
But thank you guys. This was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
We may have to, once we see what all the footage looks like.
I don't know. I just hit stop instead of pause, and I
Yeah.
don't know if it deleted everything, but we'll see.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you can send it to me.
whatever I have, I'll just send it to you once it's downloaded. I just put it in a Google Drive and send it to you, so you can.
Gotcha. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
Well, we thank you guys.